Hi, loves. Welcome to AW Confidential. Today I'm joined by actor Gabriel Sloyer, who's starring in the new action thriller, The Protector. Gabriel is known for playing complex and layered characters, and this character in The Protector is no different. Mr. Chairman is a powerful figure at the center of a dark criminal network. How's that for dark? Today, we go beyond the action to talk about the power and psychology of his character, Mr. Chairman. Enjoy. Hello, Gabriel. How are you?
Hi, Yvette. I'm great. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. The movie it's quite a production. It left me a little shook. Now,
Okay.
your character, Mr. Chairman, operates from a position of control, rarely getting his hands dirty, and you've played very layered and complex characters in the past. What did playing him teach you about power, how it works, not just in film, but in real life?
It's a good question, and thank you for that. I think I'm constantly trying to learn, how to deepen these parts, and with every opportunity. And sometimes, I was coming from a completely different world of what we shot last, and being a moral lawyer who was in love with Jessica Biel. But
The
I
better
think that,
sister.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Thank you for knowing about it. But I think that at least in this case, I tried to explore how mundane and how kind of like taken for granted it is. You've got people who do these, by all accounts, pretty sinister things, but it's just interwoven into their day-to-day lifestyle. I think they surround themselves with a certain kind of in this case, there's the bottom line and there's everything else. You make sense monetarily, and everything else, you're less than a person, you're nothing. So he cares passionately, single-mindedly about one thing, and it can be chilling to not be that one thing.
Do you think that villains realize the evil that they create around them, or do you think they're oblivious?
I honestly don't think so. I honestly, deep down, think that they think they're virtuous. Not even that they're neutral. I think they think they're doing the right thing, given whatever cards they were dealt or whatever. What do you think?
I have to agree. I think there's a certain it's almost like it's I want to say a little narcissistic in the idea that they're doing these things, but they don't even realize how much damage they're causing because all they're thinking about is themselves. But this interview is not about me, it's about you, Gabriel.
It's about us both, but okay. Not supposed to ask questions I won't ask. But I think that's right. I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Well,
and you know what? When you come from in North America, particularly, we're one of the most individualistic, if not the most individualistic countries in the entire world. And when you're just thinking about yourself, when you're just thinking, I gotta eat, I gotta take care of my family, there's no sense of when I go to the supermarket, I walk my dog, I go outside, we're in this together. For whatever brief, ephemeral moment that we're alive, we're all here together right now. Your interview is just as important as this project. We're all the same, just trying to do the best we can. Without that sense, yeah, it's pretty easy to slip into well, you know what? Nobody cared for me, so I'm going to do life this way. And then turn into a
I'm
villain.
actually glad that you mentioned that because I have to ask you,
Sure.
this film it deals with exploitation and violence. As an actor, how do you step into something that dark and then leave it behind and not take it with you?
Yeah, really good question that I don't have a great answer for. In this particular case, I tried not to think about it. It's one of those, there are things that are really dark and hit people a certain way. This particular theme is whew. But I went about thinking well, I love that it's going to make the audience uncomfortable because it makes me uncomfortable. Hopefully and I thought it's so dark that if I don't touch it, if I don't make him perversely interested in it, if I just let it be as a thing he does in his day-to-day, it might read even more disgusting, It might really
I felt
generate
that.
more. Yeah?
Wow,
That's
I
awesome.
completely felt that. It was almost like it was normal.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was not absolutely. One last question for you.
Yeah, no, take your time. I mean, I'm fine with it. They'll kill us, but I'm fine with
You play a man. This is so fascinating to me because it was dark, but you play this man who protects power at all costs. In your own life, what's something that you refuse to let power compromise?
Wow. There are a lot of things. I'm like one of those that I can't accept certain it runs the entire gamut from the use of my phone. You know, sometimes I'll just tell you little ridiculous ones. You know when you're just trying to you say something and it auto corrects you?
Yes.
I'm like going to throw the phone off the balcony. Like, I said rendezvous. Don't change my word. Like, don't, to social media, I think this is real and everything else pales in comparison. And in this industry, people want to tell you what to do. They want to tell you how to do it. And I respect that, but within the structure, you try to add a little freedom and liberty. I'm all about it, and so I think it's like the war of art. You got to just keep trying to press against it. So I appreciate the question, but I'm the worst. I don't want anybody to force anybody into a box.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. And the last question about Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
What was important to you as far as making him real, not just ruthless, but real?
Definitely difficult, and like the story has archetypes, you know, and we're dealing with what it is. But I think trying to make him do well for his family, I think he mentions he has a line about his father's expecting I don't want to ruin the movie, but like, you know, he's expecting livestock, and I think he's just, again, views the world as I'm just a cog. I'm trying to get my piece of life, which can be so dangerous because you're not thinking about the effects it has on anybody else. But I think trying to think of him, we see The Godfather, right? It's the quintessential example. Michael Corleone is just trying to do well for his family. And so once that's involved, a lot of these guys, top end people in the mafia, they're just trying to do their little piece and worry about their impact and run a business well. And so I tried to enter in as best I could in that angle, and hopefully that would give him a little more humanity in his struggle.
Well, we all have a role to play, as they say, right?
I think so.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. You're amazing. Congratulations on the film. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to talk with you.
Nice to talk to you. Ciao. I hope you enjoyed this episode of AW Confidential. Remember, power doesn't always shout. Sometimes it hides in the dark, in structures, in silence, and in control. And that's some of what we unpacked today. Grateful to Gabriel for his honesty, and grateful to you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and share this episode. I'll talk to you soon, loves. Bye.